In your dream, you suddenly find in this room, you have been transferred to South African forest, where you are a chieftain of a tribe. So, what is that chieftain? What from has he come? He is as alive like you, talking, laughing, smiling. So, what's he? It is only a thought. It is only one of your thoughts. Everybody is only a thought. Can the thought think further? A thought cannot think another thought. And secondly, can a thought remain separate from the thinker? At all times, it is connected. But the thought may not know that I am connected to the thinker, but the thinker very well knows. The thinker, the ultimate supreme reality, he knows he is connected, but you do not know. That is why you are not finding something, you are not discovering something, you are only realizing that I am connected to him. So, again you are trying for the reconnection, or it is a recollected reconnection. The connection is already there at all times, but you never knew. So how to do it? Constantly thinking, you become that which you think. Brahma chintayitva brahmaiva bhavati. On going on thinking of that ultimate supreme reality, you become that. That is the only thing which is. There is nothing else. You and I are only his shadows, his thoughts. So that is why Bhagavan again and again he says, if anybody says, why is Bhagavan perpetrating all these evils in the world? He says, and on me, I am suffering. He says, who are you? He is acting. So in the drama, I may die, but I will, when the curtain falls, I come back alive. So I have never had any death, I have never had any birth. So thus, all these things are contained in that. Slowly he goes. Then he asks, if the Lord comes to me and says, here I am the Brahman, then how do I recognize him? He doesn't have an ID card. He doesn't have his PAN card. So how do I recognize him? Tell me some indication. He gives an indication. He says, Yena bhutani jayante, Yena jatani jivanti, Yasmin prayanta visamvishanti. The one from whom the entire world and all the beings have come up. It's only one thought force. The thought force is emanated from the only one source. So all of us are lighted. These are all the bulbs. All the bulbs are lighted from the one source, the one generator, the supreme force. And it's infinite because billions of people are having the same energy. From the same source the energy has come. So it is something which is boundless, which is wallless, which is infinite, which is immense. If only you come into contact with it consciously, your heritage is this. There is no limit, it is beyond the sky. That is why we are after heritage. Why should we leave it? And the entire thing is in the Upanishads, in Kena Upanishad, and there are some Upanishads which tell it in a very beautiful way. Some tell it like a story, and some tell it with a practical demonstration, as in Chandogya Upanishad. There is a place where he says, if the Lord is everywhere, then why do we not see him? He says, go and bring a big cup, a big bowl full of water. Yes. Go and bring some salt. Are you seeing the salt and the water? Yes. Put the salt there. Completely dissolved. Now, where is the salt? It's everywhere in this water. What do you mean everywhere? Show me. I can't show you, sir. It has become one with it. The same thing is God. So it gives a practical demonstration. Like that there are so many practical demonstrations. That's all. It is not a simple classroom you saying, oh, this is Maya, what is Maya? Absolutely not. It is never taught in that way at all. The way in which they were taught was absolutely different. A boy Satyakama goes to a guru, Gautama, and asks him, well, sir, I want the Brahma Vidya, the ultimate learning of the supreme reality. He says, oh, look here. Here in this cowshed there are 50 cows. You take them. See the yonder hills. It takes you 2 nights and a day to reach. You take them all there. Remain with them. Feed them there. You sleep there. You eat there whatever is available. And when this 50 becomes 1,000 cows, you come back to me, then I will see how I can help you. And this fellow was initially full of pride, because before he came to the Guru, he was well versed in Sanskrit, he was well versed in Upanishads, so he had that, a little ego. Now with 50 cows he goes there, he lives among them. There is nobody with whom he can talk Upanishads and do arguments on philosophy. After some time he becomes one of those cows. He thinks he doesn't know that he is Satyakama and all that. So he sleeps with them, the cows put their feet on him, and sometimes when it becomes ill, throughout the night he tends them. So absolutely he forgot his name, he forgot what purpose he came for, he forgot himself. The ego was erased to zero. And now one day one of the cows come to him, "Hey Satyakama, your teacher has told you to come back when we become 1,000. We are already 2,000. What are you doing?" Oh, I recollect. He says, "Today we will leave, tomorrow morning." He leaves. That night, he camps. One of the cows, with a divine splendor, it comes and it says, "You have said this very well, even though we are animals, but some power has been given to us. I shall tell you 1/4 of the Brahma Vidya. I don't know the rest." He gives him the teaching of 1/4. The next day night, it comes in the form of an Agaru Pakshi, a bird, and it says, "Well, you have been an excellent boy. You have tended them all. We are very happy. So I will give you another 1/4. Like that, 2 nights and a day, he gets 3/4. He goes toward the Guru. The Guru is standing outside. The moment he sees his face, his entire face is wreathed in anger. The moment he came near, he says, "Brahmadivopalshasayatvam." It looks you have already got the Brahman. You have already realized. Which Guru gave it to you? After having come to me, whom did you approach? Then he says, "Oh Guru, you are my first and the last Guru. It is these cows and all that you came and gave me 3/4. I will not believe them unless it comes through your mouth again. I am your obedient servant. So you have to teach me." And then he simply blesses him. "May all the knowledge, higher knowledge come to you." That night he sits in meditation for 18 hours and he reaches. He finds the source. So that is the thing. So all these things are done in that Upanishad side. And now the second is what I forgot was, out of these 4 Vedas, the first Veda was, the second Veda was Yajur-Veda, which is in poetry. This Yajur-Veda, there are 2 Yajur-Vedas separately. The one is not connected with the other. One is called the white Yajur-Veda, the other one is called the black. The white is called Shukla Yajur-Veda. Shukla means white. And Krishna means black. Krishna Yajur-Veda. And normally here, in the south of India, most of the Yajurvedis, they all belong to the Krishna Yajur-Veda, the black one. And they belong to the thing. Why is it called black and white? What happens is, normally in the Vedas, as I told, the Samhita is different, where it is not given where it should be used, how it should be used. What has happened is not been properly defined. But the Brahmanas are there to supplement it. So, but in this Krishna Yajurveda, both are together, the Samhita portion only, they are not separate. So, it is an admixture of both the commentary, this modus operandi and the main mantras. So it is called Krishna Yajurveda because it is adulterated by Brahmana being included in it as a built-in Brahmana. So on the contrary, in the Shukla Yajurveda, it was separately given to Yajnavalkya and all. This is a story, I don't want to spend time on that. So even though the story is very beautiful, it tells what Vedas can do. I'll tell you in short. Yajnavalkya was a specialist in 3 Vedas, including Atharvaveda. Atharvaveda has got several cures for several fell diseases. And He goes to his uncle Vaishampayana for learning Yajurveda alone. The uncle is jealous of his nephew who knows 3 Vedas, while he knows only one. So he ignores him, even though he gives him place. He teaches him the entire Yajurveda. Toward the close of his learning, the king sent word, I am having a fell disease which cannot be cured by any of these doctors. You send one of your shishas, one of your disciples, well versed in the mantras, so that he can cure me in no time. I don't want it to be this thing. It should be done within 24 hours. He sends some of his best people, they comb their hair well, and then they take out their beautiful jerry bordered, beautiful these things, and well dressed they go to him, and they do some mumbo jumbo of mantras. Nothing happens to him. He gets annoyed. He sends word to him, hey, Vaishampayana, what are you doing? Send me the best and the competent ones. I don't want all these fellows. You are novices. Then he knows the only man who can cure it through other Veda is only Yajnavalkya. Then he calls his nephew and tells him, please, you go there. We are all dependent on him. He gives the subsidy for the entire year. The house has been given by him. Please, you go there. He says, well, I shall go there. But there are 2 conditions. The one condition is, that's one condition. I will go once, I won't go there a second time. Okay, go there. He goes there with his kamandalu, a very dirty cloth, not even ironed, with a lot of recent wrinkles like, and to look at also with an unkempt hair. But a brilliant person as far as the mantra side is concerned. He goes there with his kamandalu full of water. Hey, the king on seeing him, he was disgusted. He says, yes, why do you come? Well, my guru sent me to you to cure you. How will he call me? Here is a water impregnated with holy syllables. There is a log of wood lying there, which is lying there for the last 80 years as a piece of demonstration in that room, for decoration. He said, throw that water on it and get out. He threw that water on that dry log of wood and went away. The moment he turned his back, this entire log of wood, immediately it was full of first-class green leaves and flowers, full of flowers, and then some fruits began to come. Oh my Lord, on the horizontal state, when its roots are not inside the ground, he has done, should be a great man. Hey, call him. But he is already gone. He sent to his guru, send the same person again. He said, uncle, I have already put that condition to you. I will not go a second time. Then the guru gets angry. He says, vomit what all I taught you. So the entire Yajurveda, he vomited back. He immediately made all his disciples turn into a particular bird called Titari Pakshi, Titari birds. And he said, come on, quickly eat all the vomits. They are all Vedas. And they eat it. And that is why the Samhita of the Yajurveda, it is called Taittiriya Samhita. Yeah, Samhita which has come out of the vomits eaten by the Titari Pakshi. It's called Taittiriya Samhita. That is there. So, see the power of the Veda mantras, a log of wood lying cut piece separately for the last 70 years, within a minute it can grow. See, its power is immense, provided we know the way to utilize it. We use it not with arrogance that, yes, I know that, I will give this and all that, but with all humility. Your humility to the very mantra itself, because it is all, it has got a divine quality, otherwise it can't do that. So bow to the divine quality. Learn to bow to all the divinity everywhere in nature. And there is a way. There is a way to attain it. So that is the difference between that. Now coming to the last piece. Can I have 10 minutes more? Yes. The last thing is, the Shastras saying, Stri Shudra Dvijavantuna Tarina Shruti Gochara. The ladies and the lower caste like the untouchables, etc. And thirdly, Dvijabandhus means the fallen Brahmins who have been drinking, who have been doing everything, who have not been following the rules of conduct fit for a Brahmin. So such fallen people, all these people cannot pronounce the Vedas, they cannot hear it. Shruti Gochara means they cannot be heard. So when you chant, naturally you will hear, so you cannot chant also. It follows from it. So why was it? No. Now, mainly, it is the ladies who feel it is the chauvinistic approach of the old sages and their male ego which has prevented them from giving it, sharing it with ladies. It is not so. In the old editions, Calcutta editions of the Vedas, I have myself seen it, which are somewhere in 1836, 1896, I don't now remember because I saw it as a boy of 6 when I was studying in the Sanskrit college, the Shastras. And there, in several places it was written, Garbhinyaha apasarata. Those who are pregnant don't remain here for the rest of the portion. You can't hear it. Get out. Yes. There was a deputy secretary who was working with me in Union Public Service Commission. He once told, my daughter-in-law is keeping with me for both the occasions of her first and second pregnancy. It resulted only in abortion. Then I told him, does she participate? Because this man, he comes from a high Vedic family, so he daily recites some portions, like Rudram, Chavakam, Purusuktam. So I asked him, well, does she hear every day when you do this? What hear? I have taught her the entire thing. She can recite it very nicely. She sits with me and recites it. I said, first thing is this time you send it to her parents. Do they do any Vedas? No. You send it there. And he got a grandchild which is living even today. So this is an actual justification of what I was telling. Similarly, there are mantras which can, the moment you say, a woman can become a man in no time. She completely becomes all the hormones are the male hormones and all that. And like that it becomes. But there is none which can convert a man to a woman there. And that is why they say it's not fair. So it is another, in the interest of the ladies, they have prevented them. Please don't. But the effect of it you can get by rolling through and all that. You need not chant. But they say, whenever something is prohibited, I want to do that. Unfortunately, because there is nobody to explain why. So they feel it's a chauvinistic male pride which prevents them from sharing with women. That's the unfortunate thing. And our Vedic Pandits, they don't know the meaning of anything. They don't know what it represents. So unfortunately, there is nobody to explain to them, well, mother, this is the reason. So naturally, they feel justified. Well, there's nobody to justify it. So there's the problem with many. And I have never seen a single article anywhere they have talked about it, so that at least some of the people might come to know that this is why we are prohibited from it and all that. So the Vedas are highly valued as the very, very secretive doctrines, especially the Upanishads. Wherever Adi Shankara was telling, this is how the Shruti says. See, Vedas are called Shruti because originally there was no book, only by hearing. Then by hearing, there can be audition defects. When I say, Yamaha, Yamaha, so you might hear as Namaha. So it's something else. You are talking something else. Being a sound effect, the entire thing is changed. So how to preserve it? They got a beautiful way called Ghana, Jata, Pada, Krama. There are 6 different methods. There, each one is again and again being repeated with the previous one or the subsequent ones. So in different combinations, if the thing is done, then in the audition becomes clear. First you thought it is Na. Now when it is repeated in various combinations, you will know, no, this is not Na, he is telling Ma. Because in audition defect can come anywhere. So Max Muller has waxed eloquently over this extremely an original, wonderful method of preserving something which was only heard through for the last 6,000 years. 6,000 years is from the Vedas as per the book Orticum of Gods by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. That's there. This is the minimum. So for 6,000 years, after all this Caxton Press and all that came, within perhaps 1,000 years, like I don't know, because I am not very good in history. So something like that. So for 5,000 years there was nothing. And they got another wonderful method called Shabdarshana. Each syllable is taken, each syllable is assigned a color, each syllable is assigned a grain. This is associated with wheat, this associated with ragi, this associated with rice. So if you say na, and you don't know whether it is na or heavy na, now you tell the Shabdarshana for this, what are all this? This represents south, that represents north. This represents blue color, that represents red color. This represents rice, that represents wheat. It is a wonderful method for each one to tell. It will take hours together. My father's maternal grandfather, he was the only expert at his age. I don't know when he was Sundaresh Shastri it was called. So up to Shabdarshana, there's nobody today, I think, who knows those Shabdarshanas and all that. So it's a wonderful way. Now it is not required also because now it's all in prints, but with thousands of mistakes. The other day, somebody started a Samveda here on Atiti Ashram. I went there. I found the priest was having a German edition, which was done in Germany. I said, it's available in our Indian district, it will be cheap. He said, sir, that contains thousands of mistakes. Here there is not a single mistake. So today they are having only that. Our Indians, not only in preparing even a lid for that, they will put such a lid which you can't do it, only your hand, blood will come out of your hand. So everything is like that. Quality we lack, unfortunately, because people want to make quick money. There is no time spending in these other things. They think they are all decorative. There is that.